Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today as we are sitting here talking about the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan, and his possible return to WWE. In the mailbag on Wrestling Observer, the very last question of the day, very last thing that was talked about on the episode this morning, was somebody asking about Hulk Hogan returning to WWE, and a lot of sites are branching stories off of what Dave said. Basically, what Meltzer said, honestly, is that he's just basing it off of the swimmer that is on Dancing with the Stars, basically saying that almost what the swimmer did wasn't as bad, but it's close to the same situation that Hulk Hogan was in the least amount of time. If you go back in time, as if you didn't know about the story, Hulk Hogan was released, quit, fired, however you want to spin it. Vince told him that he had to turn in his notice after the story was going to break about the whole Gawker sex trial with the racist remarks inside the tape being released by the National Enquirer. Basically, he had to leave the company. And I think of Hulk Hogan as being my all-American hero. Growing up in the early 90s, basically saying, drink your milk, take your vitamins, say your prayers, buy a WrestleMania, watch WWE Monday Night Raw. I remember him as that. And, I was not offended by what Hulk Hogan said because he didn't go after me. But I do understand that there's wrestling fans worldwide that were affected by what Hulk Hogan said. And there's basic just people that aren't even wrestling fans that might still be offended by what Hulk Hogan said. Honestly, in my opinion, I think that when Hulk Hogan came back to WWE around WrestleMania 30 and became the guest host of WrestleMania 30, there was a time and there was a place for Hulk Hogan. And he became a fixture on television that was a little bit too much for what Hulk Hogan means to wrestling today. Hulk Hogan, a star of the 80s, I guess maybe coming out on Raw and, doing the whole pink October month. Oh, damn it, that's coming up soon, too. The pink rope, all the pink stuff in the NFL. Honestly, in my opinion, I'm not for breast cancer. And I'm for donating money to charity. And I'm not 100% anti giving to the Komen Foundation, like, CM Punk has come out and basically attacked him, basically saying that it's a fraud and it's a scam and she takes all the money for herself. Honestly, there has to be some good in that company, and some people say that WWE partners up with them as a way of trying to give themselves a pat on the back and everything like that, but I don't know, the stare down between Brock Lesnar and Hulk Hogan on the August 11th edition of Monday Night Raw was kind of fun, but when you think about it, it's kind of unrealistic at the same time. Honestly, in my opinion, I think they used Hulk Hogan maybe a little bit too much. I know that they had to use him on so many dates, because that's what they paid him for on his contract. Maybe you just use him on the network, you interview him for some shows, you talk to him on the JBL talk show, you do some things with him like that, you bring him out at WrestleMania to say this is what Hulkamania was, this is what WrestleMania once was, this is what WrestleMania means today, and it's grown up and been so much bigger and better. So maybe you bring Hulk Hogan back and you don't have it be exactly what it once was. A couple of years ago, he's not so much of a limelight character. He's not going to be dropping the big leg drop on Rusev winning the United States Championship or something like that. He's a guy. He's a legend. It is what it is. I mean, he's not going to be coming out there each and every week like Ric Flair was managing Charlotte and things like that. He doesn't have that kind of a factor, that kind of a boom on the wrestling business today. It's not going to mean a lot if Hulk Hogan's on Raw, because they pushed that so many times during his last run that Hulk Hogan coming out, he was just basically being a cartoon character of himself, in $9.99, go get the network. It didn't really create a boom to watch wrestling because Hogan was going to be there. But honestly, I think we're at the place where you can bring Hogan back. There's a lot of sites saying that if Hogan comes back, it's going to be around WrestleMania 33. It's going to be in Orlando. Hogan is a Florida guy, even though you think of him being a Venice Beach, California guy from his wrestling days. But because of Hogan knows best and everything like that, you think about it, they'll find some way to spin it. They'll find some way to use them. Honestly, I guess with the passing of Muhammad Ali, you can't ever do the Muhammad Ali Hall of Fame induction, which I thought they would have done. He was a big wrestling fan with Mid-South and things like that, and of course he was the guest referee at WrestleMania. While he was alive, it would have made a lot of sense. I know he wasn't in the best of health, but he did a lot of other appearances and things like that. But maybe you have his daughter accepted, Hulk Hogan put him in, and that'd be a goodwill gesture to sort of get Hogan back in the door. If not, there's 1,000 other friends and celebrities that Hogan could put in. But honestly, in my opinion, to what means the most to WrestleMania and WWF, nothing would have meant more than what Muhammad Ali would have meant going into the Hall of Fame, even though the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame doesn't really mean a lot. But that's the best way I can think it. It's going to happen someday, sooner or later. If you are 100% against Hulk Hogan coming back to WWF, WWE, leave me a comment and tell me why, or tweet me, because I honestly don't know why you wouldn't want this guy back. I do understand what he did was wrong, but I hate to use it, but like you watch TMZ, there's 1,000 other celebrities, you know, doing shitty things that get brought back sooner than Hogan's been out. So let me know. See you guys down the road. Peace out, everybody.